Okie dokie, good morning everybody. It's actually 5:30 in the afternoon. I don't know what I'm doing about. And my microphone is all the way down there. So anyway, let's go back to Factory Town. And I almost didn't cast this with the actual little webcam because it is hot. It's like mid-spring and suddenly it went from 18 degree days to 28 degree days. And it's still not fun. So yeah. Not great. I'm not actually sure what I'm doing here. I'm not actually sure what these guys are doing. You! Get out of the way. I don't know what you were doing, but you are officially fired. There you go, you're fired. I think that was the wood guy? No, that was the... What was that guy doing? Oh, it was the carrots guy. Okay. What was the carrots guy? That's really interesting. I wouldn't have thought they'd be able to get stuck like that, because you'd think because the minecarts can't get stuck on each other, unless they're both going into each other, which obviously we don't want to do, but you wouldn't have thought the thingamybobs would get stuck on each other. But anyway, Let's have a think here. I'm starting to think it's actually a bad idea to be casting right now. I'm just feeling a little bit out of it, feeling a little bit tired. How is this doing? So you can go. You are short on purple gems. Which should be fine. I mean, this cart coming over will take a long time, but it'll deliver a bunch over to this chest. What happened to this cart? Why did it go all the way over there for a second? It should just be doing this. And it would be really nice if it just stayed there trying to offload, which I think it... I think the behavior is if the caravan is completely full, then it'll sit there and wait. But if it's not completely full... See, now it'll be completely full, and now it'll sit there and wait. Excellent. So there is a little bit of a discrepancy in behavior over here, but... This is actually... That's weird. This is not working at all. Needs mana power. Okay. So it is working, it's just working very slowly. And this was actually... This is fully stacked up. Cannot get this bloody microphone right tonight. It's just... Yeah. So how much power does this need? 10 every 30 seconds. 1 every 3 seconds. And this is doing 1 every 4 seconds. So... Technically, we do need another recharger. I'll just do a little setup here, which is going to be a splitter. Okay. That should be a little bit better on the power. That should allow it to run 100% of the time. Oh, okay. So each one of these adds 100% production speed when powered by elemental crystal energy. This one gives 40%. But I don't think it needs to be powered. It's just, there you go, 40% done. So that is very amazing. I wonder if that applies to every building that does stuff. Looks like it does. So we got some that have an earth booster, and some that have a... this one's got an air booster. The farm has an earth booster. This farm has an earth booster. What do we got over here? Forester has an earth booster, which kind of makes sense. Grain has an air booster. I suppose if we go over there, we still have to have fire. There's a fire booster. There's an air booster. What are we missing? Fire, air, wind, or water. One or the other. Wind or water. But they all have Omnistone upgrades. They all can get that 40% production speed upgrade, which I'm assuming, there we go, there's a water booster, which I'm assuming is just free, as in you don't need any more resources to sort of get it going. So yeah, okay, gold is starting to go away. Why is gold going away? We got this. Ha. I should have known. I should have known. I should have known. So you... Well, this is the first time that's happened in like freaking a million years, so... I'm going to go there. And then we drop it off here. So yeah, 2-lane highways everywhere. Technically, we could get stuck on a 2-lane highway. If you got 2 coming in one direction and 2 coming in another direction, then you might be able to get stuck. But I'm going to say that's extremely unlikely. Man, my air conditioning is really working. It's really going strong. I put it up. Let's put it up to 26. I had it down at 25 degrees, and it's really going. It's really doing a good job. I can really feel it. So that's great. I think it's something to do with, I don't know. The heating doesn't work too well because I think the thermometer that my Wi-Fi controller on my phone uses is up in the ceiling, and the ceiling always gets really hot because obviously hot air rises. But so the heating doesn't work as well, but it means the cooling works really well because you'd set it to like 20 degrees and it's like, sure, I'll put it down to 18, and you're like, what? Yeah, that's not what I told you to do. But yeah, because the ceiling's a bit weird. But we'll just have to see how it goes. So hopefully our gold will recover now. I'd love to redo this to have it be better. I'm thinking in the mega base what we might do is we might have a single line. Sorry, not a single line, but we have like 5 rail lines going down, and then they each sort of hook in to these, to each of these buildings. Like we have them lying down the side, and then we have 5 rails, and each one of them hooks into the to these buildings at a time. So it kind of needs 6 rails wide, 5 for the actual rails, and 1 for the hook in. So it'd cross over the other rails, go in, and then go back out. And then what we could do is we'd have a 6 wide for the rails plus a 3 wide for these, and then we could just have houses on both sides. So we're going to have a huge row of houses on one side, a huge row of houses on the other side. That should be beautiful. And we can even have rails on both sides of these houses. So we can have 3 on one side, 2 on the other, which should work. So that's probably what we'll do for the mega base. Have a huge line of rails going in. And I'm assuming we can have multiples as well. Like we could have a gourmet foods on one side and then on the other. But that means we'd probably have to deliver to both of those gourmet foods. So, for example, if we had one over here and then one over there, we'd have to deliver apple pies to both of them, because the apple pies to this one would only be able to fill up half the houses, because those are the only houses it can reach. Of course, we could have separate groups of houses. We don't need just one gourmet food. But it might be interesting to see. I like the idea of having these all inside and just having rail lines run past them all the way through. It kind of feels like a real city. You've got the rail station in the middle. You've got rail lines running past the railway station. And then you've got houses sort of in there. I'll have to do a think as well, because right now we know that if we filter the barns, that they'll only drop off the goods that are relevant to those barns. I'm assuming it's going to work the same for the whatchamacallit. Wow, I'm actually getting cold in here. Let's turn the air conditioning off. I'm assuming it's worked the same. So if you've got a cart stopping by and you've got an input next to it and it accepts this particular good, then the cart will try and drop it off if it can. Yeah. Okay, so we still got this system going. The gold is going back up. This is actually starting to empty out quite well. Well, of course it is, because we switched over to a barn system. But the barn system is empty as well, so it's telling me that because we got 60, they're all being used quite well. Yeah, look at this. They're doing a very good job. And I'm not too concerned that the purple coins are kind of at 0 because we got this running. I mean, this doesn't matter how good our purple coin economy is, this is going to drain all of it. It just is. What is your deal? What are you waiting for? You're waiting for purple coins. Okay, no, that's fair enough. And then this one uses the purple coin we give it. We're almost done, right? We got the water temple. And then we can do the Omni temple, which I'll probably do before I do the Omni pipe, just for the hell of it. And this takes a lot of mana crystals, doesn't it? Okay, that's a lot of mana crystals. Let's build another barn right here. Let's really, really store those up. You are actually part of the system, aren't you? So I can't get rid of you quite yet. Yeah, I feel like this is not going to be a very long video. I feel like I'm kind of feeling a bit off, so making an effort. I'm making an effort, but yeah, might not be a very long video. But anyway. I really would like it if the caravan would not move until it's completely empty, instead of just dropping a little bit off and then going back. I don't know. I don't know which is better, actually, which works better, but yeah. I suppose if you have that sort of behavior with the caravans, then you want the opposite with the minecarts, because you don't. If you got a loop like this, you do not want the minecart to stay there, no matter what. You want the minecart to keep moving. So it's different for what you'd want the caravans to do as compared to what you want the minecarts to do. Now, gold is not looking as healthy as it should. I suppose it's all the mana recharging we're doing, because we're doing a crap load of mana recharging now. Wow, this one's really backing up with the spell books. This one, not so much backing up. Not so much getting its stuff done. But yeah. Okay. Yeah, this room has got way too cold. I've already got like a cough going on. Well, I turned it off, so the air conditioning is off. But oh my god, that's good. That's amazing. That's amazing air conditioning. I only got central air installed this year, like 6 months ago. So this is my first summer with it. Before that, I just had an AC in the kitchen. And this bedroom, very far away from the kitchen. But then again, I had my office in the dining room back then, so that kind of worked out. Yeah, I'm feeling it. I'm definitely feeling it. Okay, so what are we going to focus on here? I like to focus on a little bit of stuff before we get going. Let's kind of have a focus on the kitchen. Okay, so this is definitely drained out. This has got 5 workers. I think we tuned this pretty well last time. We could speed this up. Or could we? Could we speed this up? I'm not sure that we could, actually. I'm not sure that we could, because that conveyor belt looks like it's going pretty full on. I mean, yeah. Although this one, I don't know. I don't know. I like the fact that this is full. It's probably backing up because we don't have enough flour, though. Yeah, so... And flour is the thing we actually need most of. So with this belt, we should try and make this belt full. How can we do that? So we'll ramp up the workers. Okay, so that's completely chockers now. Ramp up the workers here. That's completely chockers. So the belts are now starting to become a constraint here. And this is 5 workers and it's running full speed, so I'm not sure we can really... I'm not sure really helping, to be honest. I'm not sure if this is making it come out any faster. So we'll put the workers down again. We got 250% speed from all of this. Damn, that's a lot of stuff. I think we just need a completely new set of these things. Cannot afford... Ah, you need gold. We need gold to remove those. Okay. Well, I suppose we wait for a meat pie delivery. Are you a meat pie delivery? Or an apple delivery. There we go. 5. That's going to be 150. Oh, we got a few hundred. Wait, see. So they're going to jump up again from all those apple pies we're delivering. It sort of jumped up a bit. Well, that might be enough space for now anyway, so we're going to build ourselves a couple of farms. And we're going to build, whoops, do not mean to do that. We're going to build a grain mill. We're going to flatten this down a little bit. And then we're going to do you, and you. Supply water and grain. And it just doesn't overlap with that one. But these two do overlap with each other, so... We should probably do something about that. Not have them overlap with each other. So we want a 2 on one side and a 3 on the other. So... flatten this down. So that's a 3, and then we've got to move this out 1. And we can't delete that potato because we ran out of gold. Just takes 2 gold to remove this potato. 2 gold. That's all I want is 2 gold. Oh, I'm starting to feel it. You're supposed to get tired when you're warm, but I'm tired when I'm cold. That's very interesting. Did I not delete you? Yes, you are gone. You have been destroyed. You have no longer required. Okay, now, grain tiles. Cost 10 gold. Damn it. It's going to take 1,000,000 years to get all of those. Especially for the amount of grain that we actually will require. That's going to take a while. Well, I will flatten all this land. Because that takes red coins, and we got plenty of those. Let's do a couple of them, because we just got a bunch of gold. Oh, it is still overlapping with this one, anyway. Okay. And now we need to put down actual grain, which of course we can't afford now. We'll get these little bits going down. Oh, hello. Hello. That was a nice injection of gold. So the farm tile cost 10 and the grain cost 10. So we got 6 more we can do. Yeah. Is there an easy way to get some gold? We got some crowns over here, don't we? We do. We got 50 crowns. 50 crowns. Okay, buddy. I am a little bit desperate for resources, and I would like to get you to help, but I can't because you are a caravan and I cannot afford you. Ooh, that's just bad. That's so bad. What are you doing? Your mines. You do not need to be doing mines right now. We are in desperate situation. Mines are not a concern. You're going to grab all of these and you're going to take them over to this place over here and you're going to sell them. And that influx of crazy stuff should be enough. It doesn't look like it's going fast enough based on how its wheels are turning. Maybe it is. I don't know. So this is going to take out quite a ton of these. And what do you use here anyway? Use a little bit of yellow, a little bit of blue. Yeah, you know what? We are going to open this up to actually do crowns. I think we did that with the necklace. I'm not sure if we opened them up, but we definitely started delivering them en masse. So as soon as this guy delivers, I'm going to put down 1,000,000 bits of grain in this new area. Because this is 60 gold. 60 times 32 is almost 2,000. And then we'll just leave this guy going everywhere. We've got to make sure we buy a conveyor, another caravan, as soon as it drops off as well, so we can get the picks going. But I'll leave this guy doing the good work with the crowns. Because, yeah, these are not going to cost quite a lot. Definitely not. You're the crowns. Okay. So as soon as he dumps it in, we're going to pause the game. And I don't know how these guys are consuming crowns. That makes no sense to me. Only 1,000. Because we dumped it directly in there. They only dropped off 20, which is 1,200. Okay. So first things first. Actually, caravan is not first things first. We can leave those pickaxes to sort of back up for quite some time. First things first will be over here. We're going to destroy that, and then we're going to get so much grain, it's not even funny. And one farm's actually got more than the other because, well, no, actually, because this one's got the full width and this one doesn't, so let's see if we can get some more farm tiles. I don't think we can afford all this grain, but almost. Well, anyway, these you should be supplying water as well. Water all of your tiles, and you are already watering all of your tiles. And this, I think this needs to be 5 workers. So yeah, you're 1 worker, you are 1, you are 5. And thank God we got those extra ton of houses, because I think we were getting very close to running out. And there we go. We've got so much grain coming in now. So much flour, I should say. So this kitchen should be doing a very, very good job. It's almost keeping up now with 5 workers. I'm sure like the butter will start to run out or something like that soon, but you only got 6. I'm sure you'll start to get a lot more than 6 soon. We just went under 250. I want to get up back over 250 so I can buy that caravan again. 6. It's getting 6, but this is a very short trip. If it was long distance, it would be a lot more than that. Come on. You still. I reckon that's pretty good considering how I mean, 6, you think about it, that's probably about right. And are these starting to slow down a bit? They're still doing okay. They're still going... Oh, there we go. 330. Alright, mister. You are going to take those pickaxes and you are going to drop them off right here. No more caravans are stuck at all. Doesn't look like it. No more books either. Our books are not coming out. Which is absolutely to be expected because this power is... All of these are reliant on a lot of gold to keep running. So you can see this one's not running at all. These are kind of still running. I don't know if these are getting preference over these ones, but yeah, we need a very... Oh, look at that. That's... I don't know where that gold came from. I think we delivered another bunch of crowns. Did we? Where's the... Yeah, I think we did. I think we did. And this is actually full now. This is a full belt of apple pies. Apple pies. Not quite backing up yet. Backing up a little. Backing up just a little. But it seems to be backing up, but then this still goes down to 0 because... Oh no. Yeah, it did. It did go down to 0. So I guess it's still being used. The sugar is coming in a lot slower. But it's still coming in fast enough to get all this stuff done. Barely. Oh no, we need 2 sugar. We need 2 sugar. Okay. You have lots of sugar, so we're going to up your workers so you can start spitting it out. I didn't realize that it actually needed 2 sugar. It needs 2 sugar and it needs 2 apples. So I guess we're going to make you 5. 5. Only 5. That's fine. This takes 2 seconds. This takes 4 seconds. Alright, so we don't actually need to speed these up because these are naturally twice the speed. Okay. So hopefully that should fix that. Butter, we only need 1. So this is good. Hopefully this system won't start to fall over. It's starting to drop a little bit, but maybe that's just normal. And let's have a look here. Yeah, I'm not sure what else we can do here. I think this is about as good as it gets for the apple pies. We're getting up to 7 when this guy heads off, so that's 200 every little now, and we're over $1,000 in terms of coins. I think I think the crowns gave us a little bit of help there, and yeah, everything else is going pretty well. Purple coins obviously still having problems, but once the gold coins start to get good, these should start to be a little bit better. And we got caravans still going. We got them still dropping stuff off. This is, yeah, it's still working as intended. As intended. I'm not sure if these gold coins are going to crash again. I feel like they crashed the first time because these wagons got stuck. And once the wagon was stuck, everything stopped. And I'm sure there is some process in here or in other things that produce gold coin items that require gold. Maybe, I'm not 100% sure where they are, but yeah, here we go. Forester requires gold. So, for fuel and stuff like that. So, it's a case of when you need gold to make gold, then you can start to put yourself in a death spiral with something goes down. So, yeah, it's very unfortunate. I'm thinking the gold coins will recover, but I really don't know. I really don't know. And this, we really haven't done anything with these, but these are so cheap. They're just so not worth it. Although butter is fairly decent. I really don't think we have enough butter. Yeah, see, this is already crashing. I had a feeling this would start to crash because it's just this pasture. It's not getting enough feed because this grain mill's not getting enough. You got 10 people there. Yeah, I think the problem is we need this setup where we got 5 and then 1 and 1. I think that's what we need. So, yeah, I love this setup, but we actually need 2 farms to make it work. So you're over there. So I'm going to flatten this all up, this area, just a bit. And then we're going to build another farm. And there is going to be a little bit... Oh, actually, there will be overlap, of course. Farm. Yeah. So we need to X these and then 6 them. Now this goes down to 1 worker because that's all we need. And you are a grain. And this, as long as we got enough farm tiles for them, we should be okay. Well, accidentally built too many. Built too many. If I X these, I do get the gold back. Alright, excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Learning so much about this game all the time. Okay, so there will be some sharing here. But, yeah, it should be fine. And I've built just a crazy amount of grain tiles because there's no water up here. Although we could get a well. We could get a well and absolutely go nuts if we wanted to. But I feel like we don't need it. We just spend the gold, get the stuff, and now this grain mill should have no problems going 100%. 100%. Look at all the feed it's pumping out. It's absolutely pumping them out at speed. This guy should be pumping out milk quite a bit faster, and yeah. So this requires 2 milk every 5 seconds. This one produces 1 milk every 2 seconds. It's still not quite running at 100%. I'm not sure what else we could do here though. 1 feed every 2 seconds. This requires 2 feed every 2 seconds. Okay, well there's not much we can do about that then. I mean the speed is doubled. Okay, so it should be 100%. So 1 every 1.5 seconds, 1 every 1.5 seconds. That's 1 every 3 seconds. No, that's not right. 1 every 1.5 seconds, 2 every 1.5 seconds. So this should be 100%. Why is this not 100%? You're at 260. You're at 2... Oh, because you doubled. Okay. So we need 2 grain every second. This is what we need. 2 grain every second to keep this running. These guys must be having the same problem. They do, but they're actually backed up on the bloody flour. Okay. So you need... Whereas this one's not backed up at all. Although it might be backed up on the belt. I would really love to know how fast this belt is. Fast metal conveyor belt. I wonder if the help menu tells us how fast it is. I'm guessing not. Structures. Conveyor. No. We could test it, although I'm not sure that testing it really helps. I'm not sure how to test it, actually. Because I've been assuming this is 1 per second, and this is 3 per second. So these stall, and then they run. So maybe the answer is in here. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Okay. I think I've got it. I think I've got it. So this one takes in 4 grain, 4 flour, and 2 sugar, and 2 apples. Now, when it needs more ingredients, So it caps out, and all the belts stop running. And then it takes in the ingredients. And it takes exactly the same amount of time. They all start at the same time, they all stop at the same time. But it takes in 4 flour and only 2 sugar and 2 apples, which means this belt is twice as fast as this belt. Now that doesn't tell us how fast the belt is. But I think 1 per second is a safe bet for this conveyor belt, which means this is 2 per second. Okay. So this is 2 per second. Okay, and now this is starting to run out of water. So we got enough animal flour, this is starting to run out of water. Okay, it is well timed. I'm not playing around with you here. Not playing around. And I'm going to get a big old massive belt, and I'm going to get a grabber. Okay. No more running out of water. Now here's the thing, how do these speed boosters factor into it? Because this needs 2 every 2 seconds. But this is running way faster than a second. Okay, so... Okay, let's think about this. So this... Maybe I need a stopwatch to sort of... There's no timer in the game, is there? You know what? I'm going to Alt-Tab, and I'm just going to have a look at it. Factory Town Conveyor Belt Speeds. Now, of course, I spelt conveyor belts wrong, but whatever. Let's just hope there's a wiki. Okay. Somebody saying that chutes are really slow. 3 types of conveyor belts. Open up the individual wiki articles. Yes, they are slower than the metal ones. That is understandable. Open the metal page. They are faster than the cloth ones. That's extremely helpful. Okay. Okay, it's not easily showing me. Okay. Unfortunately, we could measure it against this, but so I have a feeling this is 1 per second. 1, 2, and this is 2 per second. I'm going to go with that because this is not quite getting enough. So it requires 1 per second, but it's running at 260% speed, which means it really needs 2.6 per second. And we're giving it 2 per second, approximately, because this, yeah. So we give it approximately 2 per second, because this, although, if I turn this down to 1, the inputs would start to back up. It's still running, and these belts aren't working. This is interesting. It's producing 1 every 2 seconds, but it's 260% speed. So you'd think it'd still be filling the belt up, but it's not. That's intriguing. If this belt is supposed to be 2 per second, and this is running full speed, it's producing 1 every 2 seconds, but it's running at 250% speed, which means that should be producing 2.6 every 2 seconds. Okay, no wait, so that's 1.3 per second, which, yeah, is going to result in this. So that's fine, that makes sense. 1.3 per second, that makes sense. So then, what we do, so that we're backed up on that. So we're producing 1.3 per second, or 2.6 per 2 seconds. So we double it. Now we're producing 5.2 every 2 seconds, or 2.6 per second. And we're successfully filling up this, and you can see the output is starting to fall back. Because we're doing 2.6 per second, but the belt can only handle 2. So this belt needs to be 2.6 per second in order to keep up with this and produce the milk at the correct ratio. God knows if it's the ratio that's actually required here. Is this slowing down? Anyway, 1, 2... I'm going to get some magic conveyor belts. I don't give a shit anymore. Getting magic conveyor belts. Where is our setup for magic conveyor belts? Is it here? Yes, it is. It is here. So how many? We got tons of those. We got a fair amount of those. I'm going to get 1 wagon load of each. That's quite a bit, but yeah, if we need them, we need them, I think. I've got to be very careful though about how we do this. Maybe it would be better just to duplicate this setup and have another belt running down here. That's another idea that we could do. This, of course, is better for people to do the magic conveyor belts. Yeah. The question is, do we need this to be faster? So this is running at max speed. The butter is good. Is the butter good? Are we running out of butter? Do we even need this to be faster? I don't know. I don't like the butter too much. It's a little bit too flaky for my feelings. So yes, we will drop those off. Drop those off. Okay. It didn't drop all of them off, but we'll come back and we'll fill up the remaining 12. Geez, everywhere it's 20, but the caravans are 32. I just feel like it's like a design decision, just trying to infuriate people who use caravans. It's like the developers are trying to say, look, you're supposed to be using minecarts. Minecarts have a storage space of 20. They're obviously designed to be the thing that you're supposed to be using. The carts have 4, the caravans have 32. If you're using either one of them long term, then you're just a dumbass. That's basically what the game is telling you. So, yeah. Magic. How many of these do we have? And unfortunately, because there's one output, or what we could do, technically, we only need 2 magic conveyor belts. If we want to be sneaky about this, we only need 2. So what we do here is we do this. Oh, we still have to make that down because, yeah. Oh, Earth Temple, excellent. So what we do now is we do a pusher this way and a pusher this way. So you can tell it's working because they're still moving down here. So here, this is running full speed, absolutely full speed. It's slowly backing up. No, it's not. It's slowly going down. Oh, it's slowly back up. It's slowly going down. Okay, so it's getting out there. Now, this is technically going to be doing 4. I believe if the magic conveyor belt is double, then it will be doing, what is this? What happened? Oh, we ran out of grain. That's not supposed to happen. Yeah, we're not doing 2.6 anymore. We stopped doing 2.6. So that was running beautifully, and it was all being taken in. What happened over here? What happened? Not getting enough grain. Okay, you are... My mouse seems to think it's fertilizer all day. Okay, let's do the maths again. So this is 2... Oh, went down to 480%. Anyway, this went down as well, so that's fine. And this is... So this requires 1 grain every second. This provides 1 grain every... So this requires 2 grains a second. This one provides 1 every 1.5 seconds. So in total it requires more than 1 per second. Now of course this speed is doubled. So what it actually requires is 2 per second. Let me think about that for a second. So it requires 1 per second, but we doubled the speed, so it requires 2 per second. So this can't keep up. Which I guess makes sense, because we're only providing 2 every 1.5 seconds instead of 2 every second. So 2 over 1.5. God, why? Why the 1.5 seconds? So 2 over 1.5 is... Oh God, what is that? It's 4 over 3, so 1 1/3. So we need to make 1 1/3 equal to 2. So 2 divided by 1 1/3. 2 divided by 4 over 3 is 6 over 4, which is 1.5. So we need to increase this to be 1.5 times. So 220. So we need it to be 330. Which I think is actually what it's doing is, so that's 55, which is a quarter. So it's a quarter and then a half, and then this one is a quarter and then a half. So we got enough grain for these guys to deal with it. So that should increase it to be very decent. Now, is the conveyor belts up here going to cause a problem? I don't think so. Hang on a sec. So this one is halving them, but then it's spitting out animal feed at 2.6 per second, which means it's taking in grain at 5.2 per second. Well, it was 2.6. I think the happiness has gone down, so no longer. So this, the speed our conveyor belts need to be at is actually it actually needs to be adjusted for the happiness, because more happy our population gets, the higher they push things through. Oh God, what's going on here? What was your problem? Why did you stop? There was no reason for you to have stopped. You stopped. I don't know why you stopped, but I just saw it stop. Fuel. It's got to have been fuel. Work for me. I do not want this. This is massive. We cannot. Oh God, what has happened? The caravans. Why have you done such stupid things to me? What are we gonna do? It's the bloody... Is it? No, it's the shirts one. Shirts one this time. How do we fix this? It's this 1-lane road. Can I move these guys back? I'd have to move this entire thing back, and then that would leave this to be all... Oh, what a pain. What a pain. And these houses, I don't really want to move these houses. But this caravan system, I mean, it's just so bad. It's just so bad. Okay, you know what? You go over there with your pies, and then you take them and you put them in the gourmet foods. And what we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to get rid of this path. And then what we're going to do is we're going to say, crate. Where's my crate? You have a crate there, and you have a crate there. So this is a no-go area. No things are allowed in there. You are not allowed in there. Grapes, you know what? This was a really great idea, but now you are both out of a job. So now I still want the grapes. I mean, don't get me wrong, grapes are awesome, and we're going to keep on using those grapes. So what we're going to do is we're going to build a double lane road there. We're going to increase this one. We still got a little one laner here, so we might need to move this house, maybe. But these are, you know, wagons both going out or both going in. I'm not sure if that's going to be as big a problem. So what we're going to get is we're going to get a cart. Oh, it's a wagon. It's called a wagon. Okay. You go and get those and dump those over there. Because I still want those berries, okay? I'm not giving up on the berries. But hopefully there will be no more stalling. Because I'll have to go around this way to drop everything off. So if we have a look at the pies. Goes up this road for some reason. Now, they should not conceivably be able to get caught on, like, this little road. Because one gets stuck, the other one gets stuck. It's a big ring. I know this one was a big ring as well, but yeah. Anyway, hopefully they won't get stuck. So that should solve our coins once again. We've got a whole bunch of barn stuff going on. And once again, we're dropping 32 off into a thing that only accepts 20, but we will definitely go through all of those quite quickly. Yeah, they'll definitely build up. So, what are we looking at this game? Well, we finished with the earth crystals, didn't we? Okay. So you, sir, need to go over to here. I'm going to just send you over to there. That's all you're doing. And then, really? Is it that difficult to work it out? Now you're just stuck. You were doing so well until you couldn't run over a pile of grain. That's just... These caravans, I swear to God, we're not going to use any caravans in the mega base. We're just not. Water temple. Okay. Get me Mr. Caravan. Water... Could I do it without this caravan? Because this caravan is just going to get stuck. It's, I mean, you know it, I know it, we all know that it's just going to get stuck. So, let's do it without that caravan. So we're going to have to do a little bit of shaky stuff here. We don't want to block this, unfortunately. Well, fortunately, so what we got to do first is we got to move this over. And we need to get rid of that at some point, but that should... Okay. So you go like that. You go like that. You go like that. Really want you guys to sort of do your thing. So I'm going to move that like there. Now you're full on Omni Stones, aren't you? Yeah, you are. So we gotta... Let's get one caravan so we can trigger the thing. And then that'll kick off this process which will start to send the red gems through. And then these gems will clear out and then I can get back to actually moving this around. And what I want is to turn that like that. So we can delete that. And I want these two fed in. Oh, you're still transporting stuff. Okay, I suppose I can let you do that. No, now you're going to stop. Now you're going to stop. Okay, so I want this one to be drained off as well. And then we're good to go. Now, we're going to be doing that. And we're going to be doing that. Okay. And then we need to do a wooden pillar. Oh, not that one. And then we need to do a wooden arch. And a smaller one. No, got it a little bit wrong. I thought for a sec I screwed it up, but just got it a little bit wrong. No, only the wood arch. And then we just need a couple of ramps. Okay, alright. So cloth conveyor belt. Okay, and then all we need is the splitter. No, we can't use a splitter here. We can't. We need... Because if we do put a splitter, it'll try and get it on the red line. And I don't want to move the red line again. So we're just going to use a pusher. A pusher will kind of stop this moving a little bit, but it should be fine. This one, drop it off. Now you can go away. Do not need you anymore. And this will work. So this will back up to about 20, and then it'll stall. And in fact, actually it'll probably mostly get used, but eventually this will back up, and then when it backs up, then they'll start to move over here. And in fact, even if this stalls a little bit, they'll still move across here. But this is going to take a while because this caravan has to go a long way. Does it? Where is that caravan? I thought I saw that caravan. Oh, there it is. Dropping off the gems. Oh, one of them got through. That's okay. That's okay. This one's backed up to 20 anyway, so I suppose it doesn't matter if they don't all get through. Most of them need to go over here anyway. And of course, there's going to be purple coins that are going to hold up the whole thing, but we're already 15% done. And after that, we can get into the Omni Temple. So I didn't say this was going to be a long episode. I actually thought it was going to be a shorter one, but it turns out okay. The gold is doing all right. We've optimized this even further to the point where everything seems to be going pretty good. The butter's no longer holding up. We've determined what the speeds of these are. 2 per second for this one, 1 per second for this one. I'm pretty sure these are 4 per second. They don't strike me as a 3 per second. We could put a magic one on here if we really wanted to. I suppose we could. And then we can replace it later on because it'll come back and it'll still go into storage. Will it go into storage? Where does it go into storage if we delete it? That's the question. Is it here? I think it is. So we got one in there. So if I put down... I think, yeah, the main base is where everything goes into storage after we delete it. So we put down a metal conveyor, and then we exit, and there it is. Okay, so we try that with a metal conveyor. Magic. No, it's how the hell is there's a magic conveyor belt? So we put down 2, and that one's gone. Delete them both, and they're back there. Okay, so they definitely do not get destroyed. I was pretty sure of that already, but. So what we're going to do is we're going to test it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we're going to have the metal one. Oh, god damn it. God damn it. Metal conveyor on the sugar. Now what we really need is for this to be backing up. Which we're going to do by setting the worker speed to 1. So. Okay, so watch the sugar and the flour. They both start and stop at exactly the same time, and the butter as well. So all of these 3 belts start and stop at the same time. The apples go a little bit longer. The tomatoes, sorry. Are these apples or tomatoes? So these go a little bit faster because they're 2 per second, but they're on a 1 per second belt. So if we do this, they'll all start and stop at the same time. So watch them. Start, stop. And then start and stop. Okay, so that tells us that this belt is 4 per second. So it's exactly double the metal one. Okay, so that's great information to have. Let's go replace these, because it does not need to be that magical. And let's set this back up to 5. Okay. Yeah, this was actually stalling before, even with these. So I think oh my god. Are you really just not have enough lumber? Is that really your problem? Oh my god. I could put a coal here and do that instead, but that would start to take different coins, I think, so don't want to do that. So let's get some more trees. Tree... From 6 up to 16. Hopefully that should be a little bit better. It does fill it up quite heavily though. 40 fuel. And then that lasts for quite a while. But it will eventually fall over and these will not be grown again. So yeah, that wood is probably a fair bit of a problem. Okay. Did I just see this wiggle? Is growing. Oh, I think it just finished growing or something. Let's have a look at this. Let's just watch this. Because we got no wood at all. All of it's growing. We still got 28 fuel though. So we want to make sure that at least one tree manages to fully grow before we run out. And I think we should be okay. It was probably a problem before when we only had 6 trees, but now with 16, hopefully it's not an issue anymore. And that may have been actually a serious problem for this whole system. Yep, we're out of fuel. We're out of fuel. But all of these are growing, so... Geez, they're taking ages to grow. But this is just the first round, okay? So once they've all fully grown, there's going to be 16 trees, and that's going to take a lot longer for the wood thing to chew through, the forester, and by then, we should be able to have time for them all to grow again. Although it's already run out of them again. It's already run out. But that was one tree, and that's still lasting for a little bit of time. Should have another one growing soon. And this tree that got used up is already at 13% by the time we ran out. So, yeah, I feel confident that 16 trees are going to be enough. And if not, we can just build a bunch more. And definitely just build a bunch more. What are these? This grain is used for this farm, which is used for bread. My god, bread is just being chucked in a cart. That's like so old school. Here we go. Only one tree, so the tree gets pretty much chopped down as soon as it gets up, but there we go. These are all the new trees I did, so let's see how long it takes. No, it's backed up. Our fuel is backed up. Okay, you do not need to have 5 workers the way you're backing up. I don't think it grows the trees any faster. So yeah. And it's not chewing through these trees. Like, there's a lot of trees here. It's not chewing through them very fast. So I think we just solved that problem. Okay. And that means that nothing is holding this process up anymore. See, it's running full speed continuously. Continuously full speed. Now, whether or not the grain starts to fall over or the butter starts to fall over, I don't know. But what I do know is that now, when the wagon comes over, there is not just 6 or 7 apple pies. There is more than that. There are 13 apple pies. So does that mean we've effectively doubled the speed of these apple pies just by tweaking a few things? I think that's what it means. I think we've done an amazing job here. So, what do we do now? We go back to research and we say, hey, how's it going? You are out of reds. Okay, I forgot. That's my bad. That's my bad. Okay, you were not out of Omni Stones though. You had enough Omni Stones, so that's still good. That process was still running. How's the bluestones? They're not doing too bad. They're keeping up. Ish. They're keeping up ish. Oh, okay. And of course, purple coins are still a problem. Still a problem. They're not the problem, but they are a problem. And what's going on over here? Gold coins are doing okay-ish. We're still producing a ton of books over here. Are we? Yeah, 17 over there, 13 over there. That's all right. Okay. And you are chock full of books. You are backed up. Excellent. This barn is not backed up, though. This barn is very much not backed up. Although, it's kind of backed up. It's kind of backed up. This system, for some reason, this system is not being used as heavily as this one is. But the books are definitely backed up. And at the speed you're going at, you do not need a heavier belt feeding them in. So, our book supply is good. Our enchanters are not as fast as they could be. And how's the power looking? Power's not looking great. Yeah, see this? I mean, this one has got 6 power. This is hanging on. I'm not sure if we can increase this. Let's give it a shot. Let's try and increase it. And even if we did increase it, could we use all those books? Yeah. See, we're 58 out of 58. I don't think increasing the book production speed is going to help us. Because this is it. This is all the houses. Oh, it's not all the houses. I thought we built a bunch more houses. 60. You're only 58. What are you missing? Oh, there's a house all the way over there. Okay. No. When I move it, it becomes a level 1 house. I didn't notice this one was actually out of reach. Anyway. You get a nice location. So yeah, so if I put you over there, it's not linked to all of them. So you get your own spot. You are beautiful. And what's the other one? Oh, it's right over the corner here. So yeah. You get your own spot as well. Although that's not next to the road. Oh, that one's next to the road. Okay. Now we're 60. 60 across the board. 50? What? How is this one only 50? I do not understand that. That should definitely not. Look at that circle. It's huge. That's a massive circle. And yet it's only linked to 50 houses. So if I move this... You're not linked to it. You're not linked to it. You're not linked to it. You are linked to it. Is this something to do with the road? Do I need a better road? I really hope that it's not something to do with the road. You know what it is. 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe it's because I blocked off this road. So yeah, this no longer connects to this anymore. Does that fix it? Yes, I think it does. Okay, so we're back to 60 now. So this road, the road wasn't close enough to this guy to be counted, but now it is. Because of course I had to block the bloody road off. Although that's weird, that's 11 houses that were not connected. But it said 10 were missing. Maybe this one was close enough, this one was in the range. Okay, well that's good. Not that we were really sending a lot of stuff in this direction, but yeah, that's good. So anyway, pretty good episode. Getting some purple coins. We increased the rate of our purple coin production, even though we are not going to be able to use them all. But it doesn't matter. We're just spending a little bit of extra coin getting this power going through. Although the power is starting to struggle. It's really starting to struggle now. Is that off half the time? I don't think it's off half the time. But it might be. Let's knock that back to 1. We don't have the market for all of the books anyway. Although apparently we've still got 40 more houses. I thought I was getting all the houses done. I was getting all the houses done when I put 20 down, but we still got 40 more. And with those other 40 houses, the book market would be even bigger. Even bigger. But I would have to redo this entire area. I'd have to... We got this river that's in the way. We've got all this... We could chop down a lot of this stuff. This stuff is pretty much who gives a crap. But yeah, we have to really replan it, I guess. Really replan it. Which I'm not sure if I'm going to bother doing, because this game is... I'm not sure how far this game is going to go, and when I'm going to just say, look, we're going to give it up, and we're going to go to the Mega Base, and we're going to work on that instead. Because that is... Everything's going to be easier in the Mega Base. We understand all the systems, like the rail system, so we can just get into them really, really fast. We understand all of the other things. It'll be completely flat, so we can just put a little divot in the ground if we want water until we get wells. I think I'm going to use wells for everything, because water in the ground is just sucky. It's really, really sucky. And it'll be a lot easier to plan things. It'll be a lot easier to do everything. We can just... I mean, these resources aren't a problem. We can just destroy them. But the mountains and the hills and the lakes and the rivers, such a pain in the ass when it comes to doing stuff. That's why in Factorio I always have the water down to minimum. Sometimes I just have it in the starting area and then I just transport water everywhere where I need it. Just train it around, and then none of the rest of the area has water. Or you just get a crap load of landfill and you just fill it in, which is a good idea as well. So, yeah. But man, Okay, well, I think that's it for this video. We've definitely gone to 5.5 gig, which is definitely a very decent episode. I'm still not happy about the yellow coins. We've done a fair bit, and this meat pie is really helping us. Production, gold coins. It just says houses. It doesn't say which goods are actually giving us the coins, but if we have a look at gourmet foods... So meat, stew, and apple pies are both fully supplied. This might actually start backing up. It doesn't look like it's backing up. So if 8 and 1, they all get sold. They all get sold. So, yeah. Apple pies, we're definitely doing a good job. I'd be very interested to know the consumption rate of these guys. How long it takes a house to suck down an apple pie. Is this telling me? What's the total rate that we need to be producing these pies in order to keep everybody happy? That's the real question. Maybe we need to time it. Maybe I can do some timing here. I do have my my clock, I guess. I got a phone with a timer anyway. So if you hear any weird noises, that is my clock, my Samsung clock. Doing some timers. Seconds. We want a stopwatch. So this is 10 seconds, 500%, so this should be 2 seconds. I recorded 1.9, so we're going to say that's 2 seconds. So that is real time. When it does say 10 seconds, that really does mean 10 seconds. Okay, and we're producing 5 times, so it's 2 seconds. 2 seconds to produce an apple pie. So that tells us that with 60 houses, we're pretty much keeping them happy with an apple pie every 2 seconds. So that means that each house needs 2 minutes for an apple pie. That's how long their apple pie will last, 2 minutes. Which kind of makes sense. Okay. So we're going to do the stopwatch as well for this particular house when it gets an apple pie. If it gets an apple pie, which I'm sure it will at some point. I'm sure they get distributed to the houses that need them the most. So I got my finger on the start button, waiting for this house to get an apple pie. And once it does, I'm going to hit the start button. No. Apple pies are 30, so we're waiting for the 30. There was a 30. This one did not get one. But this timer is going down. It's taken quite a while. Is that the wagon? I think that's the wagon coming now. Is this house going to get an apple pie? No. I have a feeling the ones with the lowest +1 are the ones that get the apple pies. So, yeah, this one probably has to wait till it gets very low. There we go. There's a steak. I missed the button, so I'm not going to do that for the steak. There was some more apple pies. It delivers like 6 every time, so we've got to wait an average of 10 seconds. So we're going to let the pie get delivered. We're going to see how long it takes for the green bar. Oh, my phone has locked itself. There we go. That's better. So we're almost out. This guy's almost unhappy. And we know that all of them are happy with their pies. We're pretty much at 100% on this. So the +1 is about to disappear. There we go. So this house should get a pie. There we go. Timer started. So we're going to time the green bar, and then we're going to time the blue bar. So this might take a little bit. Are these bars falling at the same speed? That's an interesting question. I think the answer is yes. I'm pretty sure the answer is yes. They look like they're falling at the same speed. That's good. We need to make sure these bars are falling at the same speed for every good. There's not a lot of goods here that are falling, that this house even has. Okay, that's interesting. But we'll assume that the goods all fall at the same speed for all of the different goods. So we're at 40 seconds right now. 41, 42, 43, 44. We're going to stop it. Okay, that was 50 seconds. Oh, God damn it. We missed out a little bit, but I'm timing this bar now. This bar. So we missed out a few seconds here. Actually, I'm gonna get rid of that. I'm gonna time this bar here. This +1. Because, yeah. This is obviously... I don't know why this one got a second apple pie, but it did. It was just like apple pie season or something like that. Hopefully it goes down. But I have a feeling it's double. It's absolutely double. So let's have a look. Okay, starting right now. And we'll see how long it takes for this bar to go down. And if this guy gets an apple pie, I'm going to be so upset. But we can kind of time it. I reckon it's going to be double. I reckon it's going to be a minute and 40 seconds for this guy to go down. So we'll see. So it's been 25 seconds, which in our estimation should be a quarter. Still hasn't got an apple pie. That's good. I think it's actually a bit longer because, so 40 seconds, 50 seconds should be half. I really can't zoom in here, so that's not good. So this is 50 seconds. So it's still above half. These are your apple pies, I think. Maybe. I don't know. That was the apple pies guy coming across. So we're at 105 at the moment. So it was definitely 50 seconds to run out completely. And then, what is this doing? Maybe we need a good, like, crowns, because crowns are going to be running out really, really fast for everybody. This is 125 already, and it's at about a third. So maybe it is 2 minutes. 50 seconds for the green bar, which is a very weird unit of time, but whatever. I'm just praying that an apple pie doesn't get delivered here, because that'll screw up my entire calculations. My phone's starting to go off. It doesn't tell you anything. There's no highlight, there's no double click, there's no whatever. What we can do is if an apple pie gets delivered, oh, the +1 will reset, won't it? The +1 will reset, so that won't help. Okay, so we're at 2:05, so it's definitely not double the 50 seconds. It's definitely more. And we didn't get an apple pie that time, so I think we're good. I think we're good for this time limit. 2:18. Come on, die, die. $2.30. Exactly $2.30. Okay. So that's kind of interesting information. This takes 50 seconds for the green bar to go down, and then 2 minutes and 30 seconds, which is 150 seconds. So 50 seconds for this, 150 seconds for that. 200 seconds total for a good to no longer be happy in these things. So if you wanted everybody to be green, you could say 50 seconds per house. If you wanted everybody to be just blue, just satisfied, just with the bonus, then you say 200 seconds total, because it's 50 plus 150. So that's a really good measurement, because that means if we've got 100 houses and each house takes 200 seconds to plow for a good, that means we need 1 good every 2 seconds. And that's every single good needs 1 good every 2 seconds. And that's not affected by speed and stuff like that. So what are we doing here? We're producing 1 apple pie every 2 seconds. Which is interesting because they're all being used up. Yeah, it's an interesting system because you can... if we have a look at a house with fancy food, you see this +1 can be halfway full and they'll still dump an apple pie on top of it. So it's inefficient because the people weren't... They still had a +1 left. They still had a decent amount of +1 they could have gone through. But they didn't because we gave them an apple pie even earlier. So the point at which you will start to back up with these, if you've got 100 houses, is if you're building 2 per second. More than 2 per second, then they will start to back up with 100 houses because they're not being consumed fast enough. But that doesn't mean that you have to build 2 per second to keep everybody happy. You could build 1 every 2 seconds because they will spend 75% of their time not consuming the good, but still be happy, still have the happiness. So every hour they spend 15 minutes consuming it and they're still happy for the entire hour. Okay, this is absolutely amazing. This is what we need for the mega base, these sort of facts. So there we go. We are done, and this video, I think this video is done. It's been going for ages. So I got to record this somewhere. I don't know where I can record this. Shit. Let's record this on the ground, like literally on the ground. So we'll go over here. 50 for the no, god damn it. God damn it, I'm trying to write here. Give me a smooth writing surface. And that's for the green bar. And then 150 for the blue bar, which we're going to need to... Oh, no, that's not what I meant to do. 5. I want to flatten this. 50 for the blue bar. That's a terrible B, but I mean, what can you do? There's not much you can do. Maybe do it like that. No, that just looks like a funky E. Okay, we gotta do it like this. 50 for the blue. That just looks retarded now. Okay. We need to move this blue down. This is the sort of stuff that you need to do if you're going to be an expert in this game, okay? 50 for the green bar, 150 for the blue bar, and everything is real world specific. So when they say a second on this building, they mean a second. This is actually running at 2 seconds. I timed it and it was 1.9, but I think my timer finger was just off. So anyway, that has been done. Gold coins are starting to improve again. Purple coins are still in the toilet, but we figured out that to keep everybody happy with these, how do we work it out? So we got 60 houses. So every house, so with 100 houses, so every house needs one every 200 seconds. Every house needs one every 200 seconds. So 60 over 200 is 3 and a bit. So one every 3 and a bit seconds, which is more than we're producing here. We're producing one every 6, but it's doubled, more than doubled. So we are overstocking this place with the books. We're already overstocking it, which is probably why they're fully happy. And in fact, the green bar is probably a little bit higher than it needs to be. The green bar should be at a quarter to be 100% efficient. If it's over, then then they're just scarfing it. They're consuming it when they don't need to be to maintain the happiness. That's like a mega base, trying to keep everybody green. Not just blue, but green. That's like, maybe we'll go for that, but that's 4 times as big as a normal base has to be. So that's just crazy. Oh, there's poor minecarts going uphill. You will not have to do it in the mega base. Everything will be flat, I promise you. And this can make you go faster. Whee! It's still going fast. Did it slow down? I think it slowed down. Whee! Oh, no, you hit something. We go back, and then we go back. Okay. We should not do that in a real system. Whee! I like you can make them go faster. Of course, they just full on stop. He's not following my instructions anymore. He is... What? I'm clicking the button. You need to go forward. You have... What are you doing? Your wheels are working, but you are not... There we go. And now he's... So yeah, this forward command is not a great idea. Whee! And he stopped again. Whee! Okay. And he's not doing anything because I killed off the guy who delivered the carrots. But anyway. So that's going to be our measurement. 1 item every 2 seconds will keep 100 houses happy. 2 items a second will keep them consuming constantly. So if you want 100 houses fully gluttonous, 2 items per second will keep them constantly consuming everything. Which is awesome. So anyway, I think we're definitely going to hold it off here before I get up to a 7 gig video, which I've never done before, but I don't want to because that's a bit crazy. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. I will see you guys later. Have a good one.